Hello YouTube, and welcome back to another flight video here on Vatsim 101. And as you can see, we're on the flight deck of the Boeing 777 by pmdg. Yep, it is the full working version of the Boeing 777. Alright, so we are fully prepared and ready to take off. We're at Ksan, which is San Diego Airport, and we're flying from here to Burbank Airport. It's not too far away from here, so it's pretty much a short flight, but it's going to be a rather busy flight. Alright, so let's just get back inside the aircraft. Alright, so what I'm going to be doing today, I'm going to be sort of like mimicking ATC. Alright, so I'm going to be using this on the side window, and basically I'm going to be repeating the text that's here. So for example, so we got tower on 118.300. All right, so I know I can click it from here, but I'd like to just use this as a way of training for Vatsim. All right, I haven't yet flown a big jet on Vatsim, I must admit. I've just been doing VFR stuff, so it's a new ball game for me as well. So that's 118.300, and I've already tuned the 80s. I think we can do the 80s first, actually. So as I've just loaded the flight up from a previous preparation. Now I will be doing a full preparation on this, a full prep from cold and dark to how I actually get to this state. All right, so let's go to 134.800. Right there, and just transfer that across. Alright, so we've got X-ray and winds, it says that's 258 at 7, but that's before I loaded up active sky. So here it is. I'm actually just going to load the where are we? Flight plan and load. So hang on, let's just get this up. Alright, so that's the weather control. Switch to live weather. Yes, force it over. Oh no, I don't want that. Okay, so we're in live weather. And map. Lock to aircraft. That's where we are. So just having a look at the weather front as we go. Okay. Zooming out a bit. Oh, it's a bit cloudy today. I don't want it that cloudy. No, I don't want it that cloudy. Who wants to fly like that? So I'm going to do a bit of weather control here. Now, it's not a tutorial on active sky. I'm just literally trying to do this to suit my flight. So 13th of June, they seem to be having a cloudy day today. So let's go back. Right, that's historical weather. So let's see what it's done. I think that is good. Yeah, we'll go for that. That's looking good. Yeah, you've got a couple of cloud spots here, but no, that's good. Alright, so that is active sky loaded and the weather is loaded, so it will automatically change. I'm going to move this across onto the other screen. Okay, so let's tune San Diego Tower on 118.300. There we go. Good. Oh, that was a headache. Okay. Alright, and let's go over to this screen and get the doors. Doors are all closed, obviously, as we're at holding point. And let's just change this. Click on doors, get rid of that, and put that back to the main screen. And okay, so just go to our thrust limit. We're going to put in 58 for a derated takeoff. Put that right there, and that automatically deletes your takeoff speed. So we'll go to takeoff once again. and then we'll just put these over. Okay, cool. Right, so we are now ready for takeoff, so let's get our clearance. So I'm going to click this, right, and just repeat the words that are there. San Diego Tower, United 772 Heavy, ready at runway 27 West departure.
United 772 Heavy, cleared for takeoff, runway 27 West departure, approved.
Cleared for takeoff, runway 27, United 772 Heavy. This is a really excellent training tool for Vatsim. Okay, so what I've done, I've actually turned off the pilot response. Unfortunately, you can't do that in MSFS. What a shame. What a shame. It really does give you a good training for Vatsim, all right? But yeah, anyway, that's the way it is. See, these are the good things you can get on P3D. All right, one up against MSFS. All right, so where are we now? We're going to be using the Echo 2 departure, as you can see here. So yeah, we're using the Echo 2 departure. All right, runway 27. Okay, so let's just go for it, shall we? All right, I think that's about it. Right, so we've been given clearance. And it's going to release the brakes. Well, the brakes are already released. I think it was being held by the toe brakes. Okay. Now I'm going to have to turn tight here. Just checking if I can. I can't see anything. The approach. You've got traffic there on the MFD or the PFD there. You can see any traffic coming.
On runway 27.
Okay, so everything's set, and apart from our heading, we need to adjust this. Let's get our heading on. So you want 27, 270. No, a bit more. 275, I think. Right. Okay. So landing lights. Let's get that on. Now, if you click with the mouse wheel, it will turn on all buttons. Just to in the real world, the pilots will just use one hand to turn on all the lighting buttons. Okay, so we're going to spool up to 55%. It's about there. And then we can use Toga. Flaps 20 takeoff. Airspeed is active. Let's push the yoke a bit forward.
Airport
100 knots.
Cleared to land, runway 27.
Oh my goodness, something's happened.
Cleared to land, runway
This,
27. Air Force
what that was, I don't know. V1. Rotate. Did you see that? Positive rate, gear up.
United 772 Heavy, you are leaving my airspace. Frequency change approved.
Okay, flap schedule. Let's do flaps 15. Flaps 5. Flaps 1 rather. Oh, look at that. Very, very nice. Nice Californian San Diego beach there.
San Diego Tower, world travel 6625 is 11 miles east
So we're in climb 2 at the moment, climb power. I really don't know what happened there. It's going to flaps up.
Altimeter 3011. Make straight in, runway 27, world travel 6625.
And then we'll just select autopilot. Okay, so switch into autopilot and we are flaps up. After takeoff checklist, you can see that they're both in green, which means that after takeoff checklist is complete. Alright, so we're powering up to 250 right there. And we'll turn off the checklist. Okay, and when you request the checklist again, it will actually show the next logical checklist, which will be our descent checklist. Alright, so we're in a steady climb and climbing through 5,600 for flight level 150.
World travel 6625. Cleared to land, runway 27. Follow experimental on the runway. Air Force 3549. Exit runway when able.
Right, now you can see here that I've got my power setting a bit higher, so we're going to just bring that down like that. Always try to adjust your throttles to the power setting of the engines. At the moment we're in thrust ref, so the aircraft is actually controlling the throttles. When it says hold, that means you can actually control the power with your throttles, and that's why you have to make sure that it's at the same setting as the power setting for the aircraft, for the engines at the current time. Oops, heading, let's go heading. Right, so what I'm going to do, I'm going to just go straight up to 20,000 because 150 is our initial altitude. I'm going to go climb direct and execute. And you can see there, it's going to go from Gopher, which is our initial altitude, to Motto. You can see there that the top of climb has changed and that's moving up now. Okay, so we're just going to bypass that. We are VFR, so we can pretty much do what we want to do. Okay, so tune Los Angeles Center 134575. 134, and we're going to 575. Okay. Just to tune into ATC frequency there. Alright, so we're above 10,000 feet. That means we want to turn off our lights. And you can see us speeding up there to our assigned speed of 320 nautical miles per hour. Alright, so top of climb is going to come very, very soon. And then we will be at our top of descent. Really, the flight is very, very short indeed. Alright. But this aircraft, now on these massive engines, is powering us up to 20,000 feet. We'll be there shortly. You can see we've got a 2,000 VS vertical speed, and we're at 316 already. Alright, let's have a look at our VNAV page. So we go to VNAV here, and you can see the econ speed is 320. Okay, and that's cruise speed, that's the Mach. Alright, and we've got our descent Mach there, 312. Okay, we're going to change a couple of things on that. Right, so let's keep it in VNAV. Okay, so just having a look at things. Everything seems okay. Right, it might be a good time to just have a look at our flight. So this is the Echo 2 departure. You can see there. You can see where we are. Alright, so we're just passing Gopher. We need to be above 15,000. You can see there that we are above 15,000 on that flight constraint there. So moving on, we're going to be going all the way down here up to Gegan and then IKE. Alright, so we'll move on to our arrival. Okay, so zoom out a bit on that. So we're going to be, where's IK? Right, so we're going to be coming in from here. So that's where IK is roughly. And then we go to Ojai. Now I've actually deliberately gone far out, so that we can basically just get ourselves in preparation for the landing here at Burbank. All right. Now the runway I'm using, I shouldn't be using that runway because it's runway, it's ILS 8. It's runway 8, and it's just 5,800 feet. All right, and I shouldn't be using it, so it's going to be tight. It's going to be tight. Okay, but that's the only ILS runway available there. Now you've got actually a visual approach which comes around this way over Oates Mountain and I think Gabriel Mountains around here, and you come into runway 33. Is it 115? Yeah, 15 it would be. So that's a visual approach. All right, but it's a longer runway, but I'm going to try this one. And I have tried it before, you know, it's not the first time I'm doing it, and it didn't work out a couple of times. But yeah, so we'll see how it is for the video. All right, and let's just, you can see here our burrow needs changing, so we'll just click on standard, and now we're on standard. We're nearing 20,000 feet. Okay, flight level 200, and there we are. Look at that, look at that. That was such a, just those engines just really powered us up to flight level 200. Such powerful engines. Look at that, we're there. And all right, so yeah, we're there, and pretty much just cruising along. Now that's our airport just over there. All right, so we'll be right. So yeah, landing lights are off. Everything was off there. Cool. It's great to be back in P3D, I must say. It's good to be back. Okay. Right, let's put airports on. Right, it's got airport KSLI. I'm not sure what that one is. Alright, I'll tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to look at the... Alright, now with this, right, you can see that we've got, we're expected to be at 9,000, alright, at Canning. Okay, so what I'm going to have to do, I'm going to have to bring this airport, this aircraft, the speed right down to about 280, alright. Now reason being, because if we descend at 312 projected, as per FMC, it's going to be really difficult to slow this aircraft down because it's a big beast. I know we are traveling light. We've got nobody on board, so I forgot to tell you that. So we're traveling very light, but it's going to really be difficult to slow it down. So the motto, if you like, with this aircraft is to slow down before you go down. All right, so that's what we're going to try and do. So we need to be at Canning at 9,000. All right, so we're going to be flying round via Ojai and past Canning, then past Fillmore, and we're going to be at 7,300 at Fillmore, and then Tokes about 5,300, and then we're going to take our approach here at Silex 37 Bud, which is our final approach fix. You can see the multi-star there, and straight onto the runway. All right, and our final approach course is 079 degrees. All right, we got localizer of 109.5. That should be auto-tuned for us, but we need to make sure that is. In the real world, I understand a lot of pilots don't even check the nav page because they're just so used to it being auto-tuned. All right, and when it does auto-tune, you don't need to worry about the course. It sets your course for you. All right, you don't need to mess about with that. ILS, the decision altitude here is 1075. Okay, missed approach, climb to 1300, then climbing right, turn to right, turn to 4600 feet. All right, on a heading of 210. So that's all down here for us. You can see this is our missed approach up here. Right, so I'll tell you what we can do now actually is just to join that missing gap here. So you can see that we've got a gap. There's a gap here that we need to join. So we're going to click on Ojai, put that in the scratch field, and then transfer that there. And there you can see there's a line, dotted dashed line there. We're going to click execute and join that line. So now you can see fully what we're going to be doing. Okay, around here, coming around there. So it's pretty nice approach really. And there's our top of descent. All right, so I think what we can do in a few moments is reduce our speed. So you can see the United Airlines livery. I do actually fly for United Virtual Airlines. I should have been recording this one for the flight really. I haven't done a flight for a little while. I would recommend joining a virtual airline. It really does give more purpose to your flying, and it's good. It's great having to just log your flights and submit it via a PREP, and seeing your hours build up, and I think it's really good. Alright, so I've been with them for about 4 years, and alright, now let's just have a look. So our top of descent is approaching. Okay, so I'm going to slow the aircraft down. So we're going to put 280 into this field here, and you can see that the throttles are pulling back. Alright, and what we got to do as well is go to the next page and put 280. You can see there it's got 312, so we want 280 there as well, and click execute. Alright, and then we're going to be at 240 at 10,000. Okay, now we've got to be at 240 before 10,000 because, like I said, this aircraft is a real slippery beast, just like the CRJ 700 and the Dash 8 Q400. All of them are slippery beasts, and you got to slow down before you go down. All right, so you can see that it's slowing down now. It's 280. Right. There's something actually I want to show you as we go through our descent. So let's talk about descent. Let's go for our descent checklist. So click on checklist there and press the recall button. Okay, there's nothing to recall. Notes. The only notes I can show you now is the airport. Okay, so it's pretty much, this is the airport here. This is our runway. Okay, so it's quite tight, and the gates are over here. So we're going to probably be asked to go down to D1, D2, and then over here. All right, that's pretty much our notes. Okay, and auto brake, now that's going to have to be 4. All right, it's a short runway, and if I do it well, then we will stop. If I don't, we're going to crash. There's no go. I don't think there's no taking off from the runway again. Landing data. All right, now if we go, oops, you see there, look, it's got reset Mcp altitude. That's a reminder. I haven't done that, so I need to do that. So bring it down to 9,000, which is the cannon. Okay, bring that down. Notice here that I need to bring down the throttles. Okay, and where's the top of descent? It's coming up right here. Right, landing data, VREF. Okay, click on that. So 152 at flaps 30. Okay, I'm actually going to make it 145 because we need to be as slow as possible. Okay, so 145 I think is probably going to be on the limit. Right, 145 and minimums. Let's do that, shall we? Let's set our minimums. Setting the minimums is here. You press RST and it brings up your borough there. Okay, now what you have to do is just put the mouse on this roller, inner roller wheel here, dial, and click right. Okay, and you have to drag out, and the more you drag out, the more faster it turns. Well, that's the idea anyway. I don't know how far I'm supposed to drag out, and then it speeds up. Oh, this is just, it's really fiddly. It really is. I wish there was some better way of doing it. Alright, 150. We'll stop there. And then it goes up slowly. 17. Right, we're at top of descent now. Can you see we're starting to descend? Alright. So 166. Let's finish setting that up. 8 and 5. Okay, so that's done. Minimums are done. Approach briefing, we've done that. Okay, so that's good. So all we need to do now is just get that off. Okay, so we're now descending. Alright, so right, so you notice that we, if you have a look at the FMA, we are, throttles are on hold, so you can adjust them. We've made sure that they are actually, there's no blue line here. And we're descending at 274, okay, and we're on our flight path, VNAV path should I say. Okay, so just keep an eye out for the speed. It should be 280, but that's fine. 274 is fine, I'll go with that. Let's just zoom in a bit. And you can see our banana bar here, which is telling us where we're going to be at this descent. And you can see we're on target for 9,000. Which is good. 274. Nice. So there's two ways to adjust the speed. You can click on this and you can actually adjust it via this dial here. Let's go to standard. Okay. So we're using the FMC figures that we've inputted into the VNAV page to descend, and we're on our VNAV path. Excellent. Alright, need to set up, make sure our heading is on track as well. And there we've got airport KCMA. Okay. Right. I was having problems with the speed brake. The speed brake was ineffective. Okay, in previous flights, just wouldn't. It's just not slowing the aircraft down as much as a speed brake should. All right, so yeah, I did actually. I've got FSUI P6 on this on P3D. All right, I was having trouble climbing, getting a decent climb up to 250, but when I actually searched it, my research or what I found was that if you've got FSUI PC, if you delete the ini file, that's the configuration settings file, and just delete it, and when you actually load the aircraft again, it will create another ini file, and that was a problem. That's why I couldn't climb properly as we did. Okay, so aircraft is commanding some power. It should really be in at 280. Now it's realised that and it's decided to. Right, you can see it's going above 280. Alright, we don't want that. I don't know why it's speeding up. Let's just see what happens. Let's just leave it for a bit. Right, no, see, that's not right. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to change that. Click on this and bring the speed back down. Right, so I don't know why it done that. I didn't tell it to. So it's lifted the nose a bit to slow us down. So we've got VNAV speed here, so now it's concentrating on the speed, and you can see here that basically it's saying I'm not going to make 9,000 at this this descent rate. Okay, what we have to do is actually I'm going to slow it down to 240. And apply a bit of speed brake. And let's see if this speed brake is going to be, worth its weight in gold. So, okay, going to VNAV just to increase our rate of descent. Nice view. Look at that. I'm using Rex soft clouds as well. Okay, I'm going to take the speed brake off. And just increase my rate of descent. Speed brake on again. Well, speed brake off. It's powering against the speed brake. Alright, I've just put the speed brake on. It seems to be working now. Alright, we're just going to be shy of that 9,000. Unfortunately at Canyon. But this is what I'm saying with this aircraft. Very, very slippery, very, very slippery, very, very difficult to get it slowed down. So 9.2, okay, not too bad. Okay, take off our speed brake. Alright, so what we need to do now is select our new altitude, which is down to reduce our speed a bit. I didn't click VNav path, so that's one thing to remember. When you go to VS, it won't automatically go to a VNav path. You've got to tell it. So let's see if we meet these constraints or the projected. So you can see here we've got the banana bar. We've got to keep an eye on that. Right, so 10,000 feet, landing lights on. Checklist, which is the altimeters. So we are, let's have a look, hectopascals 1013. Right, let's call in nearest airport list. Cabor. ATIS.
Burbank, airport information, Kilo. 2309er, Kilo. Wind calm. Visibility greater than 20 miles. Sky condition clear.
I'm going to select flaps 1.
Temperature 1 brief. Dew point 6. Altimeter 3008. ILS, runway 8 in use. Landing and departing, runway 8. VFR aircraft say direction.
He said 3008.
Feedback, hold short instructions. Advise controller on initial contact, US Kilo. Burbank, airport information, Kilo. 2309er, Kilo. Wind calm. Visibility greater than 20 miles. Sky condition clear. Temperature 1 brief. Dew point 6. Altimeter 3008. ILS, runway 8 in departing runway 8. VFR aircraft say direction of flight. All aircraft bring back all short instructions.
Right, 3008 he said.
Kilo. Burbank airport information.
Burbank Tower United 772 Heavy is 23 miles west with Kilo to land.
United 772 Heavy, Burbank Tower, fly straight in, runway 8, altimeter 3010.
Make straight in, runway 8, United 772 Heavy. Okay, so that's done. Okay, so Tokes, alright, a little bit high for Tokes, but we should make that. Right, we're going to drop the landing gear as that will help us to slow us down. And we're going to select Loc. So we've captured the localizer. I was meant to select that a bit earlier actually before we made the turn. And we should be on. Right, so if we have a look at our landing page, we've got 168 VRES 168 at flap 20, 159 25, and 145 at 30. So let's reduce our speed now. Controlling our speed now via the speed dial here manually. So 168. Let's say 168. 168, 159, 145. So we're going to select flaps 5. And I'm going to select approach as we've been given clearance. Altimeters has been checked. Okay, landing checklist. Speed brake. Let's get our speed brake up. Flaps, we'll be selecting our flaps. Okay, let's flaps 5. Let's go to flaps 15. 185, 182. Keep an eye on the speed. And also this green banana bar here. 27 at boot, so that's looking good. Okay, you want to be at flaps 20. Okay, 168. Okay, we're looking good. You can see the localizer has been captured. We're looking for the glide slope now. Auto brakes in 4. So 169. Clear to land, runway 8, United 772 Heavy. Alright, speed down to 158 and flaps 25. Just looking out for our minimums now. That will turn yellow when we approach our minimums. Runway is just about here. Okay, so glide slope hasn't been captured yet, so we are approaching now Bud, which is 27. Going to be at 27 at Bud, and just waiting for the glide slope there to capture, which it has. Now we can select our go around altitude. That won't affect anything here as it's been captured, the glide slope. That's 46. Okay, and now I'm going to be trying to get this aircraft down to 145. Okay, and flaps 30. You can see the VNAV path is good. Well, it should be actually, because we're on we're on the glide slope, so why wouldn't it be? Land 3. One, 4, 1. We're a bit below. It's trying to get us back up there. Aircraft is pitching up a bit, almost as if it's on the limit of its flight envelope for this speed. Okay, so we're going to be getting ready to disconnect autopilot, and I think this is where I mess things up. Okay, so disconnect autopilot, cancel the warning. Just trying to focus on the touchdown zone, really, not so much looking at the glide slope. Reverse. I'm touching a bit of brakes to assist it.
Remaining. 1,000 feet. Remaining. 500.
United 772 Heavy, turn next taxiway.
Wow. I was a bit worried there. Now I had to use full brakes. All right, I'll let you know on that one. All right, so I did actually touch down a little bit further than I should have done. Okay, that's why I had to be heavy on the brakes. All right. Now the problem we've got, right? If you have a look at the display here, you can see that we've got, because we did such heavy braking, auto 4, and we've got tire pressure problem, brake temperature, and auto brake. We can get rid of that. All right. Don't worry about autopilot disconnect, but I can tell you now, right, that we ain't gonna move. Okay, so release them brakes. Well, I didn't put the brakes on, but it was on. Just releasing the toe brakes there, just tapping it once. Now, if you have a look, you see here that it's not moving. Engine's not moving. Okay. I'm going to switch off the auto throttles and see if the aircraft moves.
United 772 Heavy, turn next taxiway.
Right, you can see that it's not moving. Okay, so what we need to do, we'll put the parking brake on and we'll go to the ground maintenance. Okay, so we've got to call the ground maintenance guys in, and we're going to go to this here. Oops, sorry. Right, so we got tire pressure and brake temperature. Right, now if we just go to the air synoptic button here, so not, sorry, the gear.
Heavy, exit runway when able.
I will do. Right, you can see here, look, our brakes are burning. Okay, so we need to cool them down. Right, so I'm going to click on, go to page 2 and cool brakes. You can see there the brakes pretty much have cooled down or are cooling down. All right, and also replace tires. Okay, so I'm going to click on replace tires, and then that's gone. All right, and hopefully now we should get forward movement. So just tap on the toe brakes and that automatically releases the brakes. And there we are. Got forward movement.
United 772 heavy contact ground on 123.9er.
Going to 123.9 United 772 heavy. Okay, let's request taxi. Burbank ground, United 772 heavy, taxi to the gate.
72 heavy, taxi to gate Alpha 8 using taxiway Delta 1.
Taxi to gate Alpha 8 using taxiway Delta 1, United 772 heavy. Okay, so taxi to gate. Alpha 8. Welcome to Bob Hope Airport, famous, named after famous US comedian Bob Hope. Funny man, very funny man.
Approaching 26.
And this is Orbex's scenery, airport scenery for Burbank, Bob Hope Airport. Very, very detailed, very nice. Right, so we're looking for Alpha 8. There's Alpha 2. I did forget landing lights. Taxi light is on. Right, Alpha 5. Now, all these gates are too small for this aircraft. Alpha 6. Forgot to put the APUs on actually. And we'll stop here. Let's just put the APUs on before I forget. Should have done that straight after. Go to stats and flaps as well. Forgetting my after landing checklist. Okay, APUs spooling up there. That'll reach 100% soon. Let's just go to checklist. Okay, so that's a shutdown checklist. Right, so let's try and get this aircraft parked. Alright, so we just move it, let the line just get past the window, and then we'll start turning. Full right rudder, full right turn, not right rudder. Right, I think we'll leave it there. I'm not sure how that is outside. Okay, cool. So, shutdown, hydraulic panel. Alright, so I think what we're going to do first actually is just shut the engines down. So we've got APUs on, so we'll shut that down. Shut that down. Okay, so looking up to our hydraulic pumps. So we need to do things in reverse order, really, from the way in which we switch them on. So we're going to go from our C1 and C2 air hydraulic pumps, so turn that off, and left auto demand pump, and then we'll go up to the electric pumps there, and lastly we'll switch off the right electric auto demand pump. Right, and then we can switch off the fuel pumps like so, and don't forget the central fuel pumps as well. Okay, and we need to actually switch off the red flashing beacon so as to let ground staff know they can walk around the aircraft safely. Alright, so, and then we'll go back down here, and all that's left to do is just to click on the parking brake, and there you can see the system automatically, as you actually switch it off, it automatically detects that that condition has been met, and then it puts the green arrow there. Alright, so yeah, that's about it really for the video. We'll leave it like that, and as I said, next time we'll look at a full startup from cold and dark to pushback in the next video. So thanks very much for watching. Hope you enjoyed that, and we'll see you all again in the next video. Bye for now.